Now you're just making stuff up. On a day where I actually did have a real anecdote, I was on a national church choir youth group tour. Says a lot about me. And our bus got covered with soot because we were heading into Washington State. That's what I remember about that year. And also being from Texas, everywhere we went, people said, "Who shot JR?" because that was taking place at the exact same time. But I digress. Walt, you like me, every time we're out in public, especially these days, a lot of people are saying, there's nothing but bad news out there. Not true. Try not to smile when you look at this. Peruvian penguins. That's true. They took a field trip to Nelson Atkins Museum. It's closed to human visitors right now, but happily hosted the special guest. By the way, the executive director said they seem to react much better to Caravaggio than Monet. The trio of Peruvian penguins reportedly well-behaved during their visit and are expected back again sometime. Hope to show you. With baseball season on hold, Cubs fans still gathered outside Wrigley Field. A solo organist, as you hear here, fired up some familiar sounds. The bars in the area closed. Seats inside the stadium empty. Regardless, the faithful still donning their Cubs gear, waiting until baseball does indeed have its opening day, hopefully. Hey, take a look at this dog. 4-year-old Levi, part of a Lutheran Church Charities canine ministry. He and other ministry dogs are delivering comfort virtually to healthcare workers, and children, and people who need it during the pandemic. He uses a laptop to make the virtual visits. His handler says when he puts on his comfort dog vest, he knows it's time for work. You got something else to smile about? Maybe something locally that we don't know about? Follow me on Facebook, Mark S. Allen Show. I would love to show it off. That's something to smile about, and Walt, I hope you are smiling. Miss you, buddy.
I am. Missed you too. Good to see you anyway. Love the suit today.